Hello YouTube! Welcome back. So today I've got a special treat for you. I'm going to show you not only a new strategy that Regal Castle is playing and that I have literally won thousands of dollars playing. I'm going to show you that, but I'm also going to show you the money management that I'm going to be using with it, because money management is key. So this money management has a ridiculous amount of steps. I'm not using all those steps. It's up to you how many steps you want to use. I'm going to use up to 10 steps, right? But you can certainly go well beyond that. So if you're new to the channel, one, I'd like to ask if you could subscribe. That would be fantastic. If you're like, where do you play Baccarat? Well, I am playing at a new casino that I haven't played on for the last couple of years. I've been playing on it for the last few months. And I can tell you, they don't accept US players unless you're using a VPN. So I can certainly send you the instructions. It goes against YouTube's policy to talk about them on here, to give out their URL, to give out any of that information, the name of them. Other content creators have been banned for doing that, so I'm not going to do that. You can send me an email, Mikethegamblingguy@gmail.com, and I'll certainly tell you where I play, give you some instruction on how you can sign up. The thing that I like about where I'm playing at now is when I do a cash out, I get paid out in like 10 minutes. I mean, it's super fast. You can do that multiple times a day. Where the other casino, they did limit me to twice a week, and that was really kind of a pain. And now that I'm bringing in a lot more money than I used to bring in from the casino, I just like to cash out every day and only leave so much in there. I'd rather have it in Coinbase or in my bank account. Right? Those are the two places that I'm gonna be keeping some bankroll. Well, most of it stays in Coinbase, and when I want to go above that and want to pay myself out, it comes out of there. But getting back to today's topic, how can you make money playing Baccarat? So one, you're going to need to get on your Apple or your Google Play Store and download the app Regal Castle Baccarat. R-I-G-E-L Castle. I'll spell it for you. Baccarat. Might have spelled that one for you. Right? Regal Castle Baccarat. The app literally is going to do everything for you. I mean, there's so many different strategies within the app. I mean, it's awesome, right? I mean, there's 30-some strategies. There's also a ton of different money management, and maybe, to be honest, there might be too much out there. You're like, I don't know what to use. What should I use? I'm here today to show you what you should use. And which money management to play. You could also try different money managements with it, but this is the one that was recommended. And there's also all kinds of settings and stuff that you can do within the app to say, okay, I want to make this many units, and I want it to give me my goal that when I get these units, it's already going to be giving me a green light to get out of there. Or if I take a stop loss, what's my stop loss, right? You might want to think about running away from that table. There's also shield settings that you can put in. In today's video, I'm not going to need a shield setting. The shield is already built in to the strategy. So first of all, the money management. The money management, it might be hard to see, is Glaurung. Yeah, Glaurung. So I'm going to come up here. You can see I've got to set it on a dollar, and it's Glaurung. G-L-A-U-R-U-N-G, money management. So that's my money management. So you can see it goes up 1, 2, 4, right? So that's a martingale. And then it goes 1, 2, 4, 7, 11, 16. So once you get above step 4, then it becomes a D Lambert, right? So that way it's going up one step at a time. So from here you can see it goes up 3, and then it goes up 4, goes up 5, goes up 6, goes up 7, and it's gonna keep doing that. So you're gonna double it, and then you're gonna add 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, depending on whatever step you're on, until you go as far as you want to go with that. So I'm going to show you as we're going to go ahead and play this today. I'm not going to be doing a $1 unit. I am actually going to be doing $25 units. And you see it populates a big number in there, which I am not bringing to the table because I am only playing. Really, I've only got it funded right now up to step 9. I'm willing to go to step 10 if need be, and that might just be an all-in bet. To be honest, I have never lost playing the strategy. Knock on wood. Knock, knock, knock. That can always happen, right? We're playing Baccarat. It certainly is a game of chance. But I'm going to tell you the way that we can get this to be more on your side, more in your favor. So the strategy that we're using, right? The strategy that we're using is called big balls. I didn't name it. It is what it is. It's called big balls, right? So the way that big balls works is you actually have a lot of play. Big balls, I wouldn't have a problem playing this actually at a live casino as well, utilizing the same thing. As long as I got a $25 table, I don't think I'm gonna take enough in to do a $50 table bet. I mean, who knows? But right now, I would sit down at a $25 table and play big balls. So what big balls is it's fantastic for a chopping table, because the bet selection, the way that it picks its bets, is if I put a banker in, it's going to say, okay, your next bet's a player. It's looking for a chop. For the first two bets, it's always going to look for a chop. And then if you lose those two bets, then it's looking for a drop, right? So we'll be able to show that. And then after any win, it goes, give me a second. I'm gonna celebrate this moment. We're gonna take that win, take our little victory lap, and we're just gonna let that one marinate, and we're gonna see what comes up next. So we know whatever comes up next, then we're looking for up to two chops and then one drop, and then after that it would go back to chops. So it's looking for that one drop on that third opportunity, and that's the way that it goes. And you'll see that as we cycle through. But it's been great. There has been two shoes that I've got a little bit deeper into the progression. I think I got up to step 7, and I was like, yeah, this is not the shoe for me. So what is a shoe that's a bad shoe, right? Because everything has an Achilles heel to it. So this strategy, Achilles heel, is if you're getting a lot of drops that are sticking close together and that don't go past like 3 and 4. So if it's coming down 3 or 4, it's coming down 3 and 4 right next to that, 3 and 4 right next to that, that will eat this up, right? Because we're looking for chops. And then of course, we need our drops. So in that 3 or 4 becomes a key thing. Is it 3 or is it 4, Mike? It depends. And that depends on when you had your last win and when you're taking your pause, right? Because your pause could have been that first of the 4. And now I'm going to look for a chop, and then a drop. So it depends on where those are falling in. So the 3 and 4, but it's really that clumping of those. If it gets on a dragon's tail, you got it. There's not a problem. It'll pull a dragon's tail out without a problem. So let's get in. Let's find a table for where I play, and yeah, with that, let's do that. All right, I am playing on evolution for this strategy, only because there's a lot more bets that happen much more often. So I can do that. So when you're coming out and finding a table, could you start with a brand new table? Absolutely, you can. There's nothing saying you can't. It's not my preference. I like finding a table that's already kind of moving a little bit, and it's got the chops and the drops. So here's the kind of the cool thing is I could come in here and I could put in all the information that I have here from this. I could. I don't need to, because I could literally just go off these last two bankers here and go banker, and then it's saying player, right? And then I'd be going okay, and it did go player. So now this is where it's got to take its W. It would take a natural pause, but because these are yellowed out, that's because they were skipped, right? We had a red light on, so we've got our first virtual win. We're just going to wait for one result. Could have moved my chip over to my $25 denomination. And I'm starting with, I believe, $4,100 in here right now. So you do have to have a bankroll to be able to play a $25 unit. I mean, and again, this is my buy-in. This is not my bankroll. You want to make sure you know the difference between a buy-in and a bankroll. A buy-in is what you're willing to risk in this session. A bankroll is what you have overall. So hopefully you've got multiple bankrolls, or multiple buy-ins. Sorry, one bankroll makes up multiple buy-ins. So let's see if this is going to go player or banker, and it looks like it's going to go banker, which is fine. So now it's saying player $25. So now we're game on. Base bet, step 1. And then there's also a couple things, and hopefully we don't get to show you, so we'll talk about it. If we end up getting into above step 4, step 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever it takes, and we get back into profit, because remember this thing will tell us how many units we've won and what our profit is. And there's 1 unit of profit, so we'll be able to show you that. So we've got 1 unit, profit's $25. My goal per shoe is 11 units. So if I hit 11 units, I pull my ripcord, I'm out. So at a $25 bet, that should get me, with the banker side having some taxes on it, I should be somewhere around that $250 mark, right? So now we do have that pause, and it wants to go banker again. So hey, let the chops continue if it wants to keep bringing in the chops. I'll just keep walking this thing 1 bet at a time, every other bet. I don't problem with that. But 11 units is my goal. Maybe your goal's 5. Maybe you're like, I get 4, I'm out. And you can certainly pay for less, or play for a smaller unit. That's not a problem at all. It's what your bankroll and your personality can handle, right? If you're like, I can't handle putting some of those bigger bets that you're going to be walking into if need be, it ends up becoming a personal preference. So 3-3, and I went the other way. So now we're going to see where it wants to go to the drop. So hopefully we get this drop to continue. Do my double, and I'll drag it over here. It's also one thing I love about this site is it does allow me to move my chips from the player to the banker. There's some sites that are in every casino that it's going to force you to place those chips right on that spot. Not my favorite. So the 4th bet is basically a money back bet. Now it absolutely would be if I was on the player side. The banker side does charge the commission, right? The 5% commission. So I know I'm going to be down, $8 something. So it's went from 25 to 16.25 is my profit. But because this is a D'Alembert, my next bet, because I'm up here on step 4, 175, my next bet's going to take me down a step. So it's going to be a $100 bet, right? And if you're uncomfortable with that, you're like, you know what? I'd rather go back down a step. I'll show you how you do that. So it's going to go banker there, which is fine. Instead of player being $100, we're going to make that player $50 because I hit the R. So that steps it back or resets it. Now, if I would long hold that, it would take me back to the base bet. So if I want to go, I'm going to go back down to $25. I could have just held that, and it would have popped that right back to $25. Now I'm like, well, why didn't I keep that at $100? You can't do that. So we're up 3 units. Right? We would have been up 5 units if we would have just stayed in the plan. But I want to show you how the app works and how you can make it more user friendly. Also, if there's a hand that you're like, I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling comfortable with that bet, you can also click the S here, and that's a skip a bet. So that's going to allow you to do that too. So lots of flexibility there. Banker goes with the 9. So now we got a $25 player bet. So again, it took it from the $50 step 2, it said where you won. So it's going to back you up 1 step. So we're back to our base bet. If I was at that 100, this would now have been a $50 bet. Again, it's going to step you back 1 on a win, step you up 1 on a loss. But you have the ability to step back. You don't have the ability to push yourself forward and say, I want to bet more. I haven't figured that one out yet. There's not that functionality here. But so right now we're at 4 units for $91. See how easy this is? Chop, chop, drop. Use your money management. Man, and I love the pause, right? The pause, like, whew, let's relax, celebrate that W. so we're not always just constantly having to throw chips on the table. It's nice. It's a relaxing way to play, and I've made thousands playing this strategy over the last several days. So there we got a player. It's the reason why also I like that pause, because it gives us a chance to go, okay, is this going to continue? Or now I would have already been on step 2, which then if this one goes to step 3, that it just adds up faster. So I do appreciate the pause. Appreciate the W's as well. So if this ends up getting into a 2x2, this strategy will literally eat it alive because of that pause. Because it's going to go, okay, now if it wants to go another banker, it's going to go, cool, our bet's going to be on player. And if it wants to stay in those 2x2s, which had been referred to in the past as terrible 2s, it'll eat those right up. No. So there are a couple different ways. So I can on how to use the app. So once you're subscribed, it's $40 a month. You're probably like, well, how much is it, Mike? It's $40 a month for the app. And I mean, you can. That's just over $1 a day to have access to the app and all the different money management strategies. But more importantly than that, they also have their own social site. And they do live play every day. I mean, you can get on there and you can play right along with everybody else. We can all join the same tables as long as you're playing somewhere that you've got. Typically, Pragmatic is the solution or the studio that everybody will use. Pragmatic's available on a lot of different casinos. Unfortunately, none within the U.S. So you would be using a VPN, but. All right, a little bit of help. There we go. 6 units, up 140. A little bit more than halfway to our goal. We would have been up 8 units. And would I made that $100 bet? I don't know. I do like going back down to the $50 bet. Because if you end up getting into progression, you're not progressing nearly as fast. $25 player. Let's see if we can get a tax-free return on our money, meaning that banker charges that 5% commission. Now, no, if you're playing online, for as far as tax consequences, it's all taxable. It's not like when you go to the casino and you win less than $10,000. You can go cash out and walk out going, yeah, here anything that once you pull it out of Coinbase and send it to your bank account, that becomes a taxable event. Who cares? I don't leave my house. I don't. Closest casino to me is more than an hour away. I don't have to leave my house. No gas money. The commute's nice. I can play multiple times a day. Again, if you want to know where I play, I'll certainly tell you. I'm not like Orange Sticky Fingers, who is going to charge you for stuff. Do that. Just send me an email at Mikethegamblingguy@gmail.com. We're all here to make money from the casino, not from each other. So this is where I talk about having that 3 or the 4, right? Is it going to be 3 or 4? Well, we know that if it goes player here again, that's going to then prompt me to be on the player side as well. But here it is hitting a resistance. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a tie show up here. And no, we just got a beating. So now we're up to that $100 player bet. This is now you literally get to see where it's going 3 or 4. That's where you get those stickies. So this one we need to go to 5. Get the 5. Get the dragon's tail. It's the first time it's gone beyond. Actually, The derived roads even look good for a player here. And they were. So now that would take us down one step to the $50 bet. Right? We go from $100 to a $50 bet, which is cool. That would get us up to 10 units. And not a bad hourly rate. We've been doing this for 20 minutes. Half of that was talking about the strategy and the money management before we ever started making a bet. I mean, even if you're doing $2, $5 units, I mean, you can make a good living playing this way, and you just do what the app tells you. I mean, it doesn't have to be difficult. I mean, we need one more unit. We're already at $240. I mean, if I was good at 240, 10 units, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, right? Get out. But I just like that 11 goal. So I'm not done for the day. So I'm playing for my day. And it's going to come back and say, would you like 23.75 to cap off your win here? That's what I'm hoping it's going to bring me right now. From looking at the derived roads, it looks like a player probably would have skipped this one if I was reading my derived roads. 6 to a 7, but I would have been wrong reading the derived roads because we done, baby. We just knocked that one out of the park. So you're going to see here's my banker. Now I also could have came up here and said, okay, clicked on my little dude, went to my alert messages, and said, okay, after a win of 11, and then I could also force a stop, which means it doesn't matter how much I want to continue, this thing's going to say, we're not going to keep letting you put results in if you force stop it. So I'd do update, and then I can go back here. And now it's saying notification time to change shoes because it's green, because, dude, you just hit your goal of 11 wins. So that way it gives you that, run away. Gives you the opportunity to run away. So here I'm going to go ahead and put that $263.75. It's also another thing that you get with the Baccarat group is the spreadsheet, right? So I can go ahead and I can put in here that I'm 263.75. So I know that my goal for the day is get rid of that. My goal for the day is $13.75. Why is it $13.75? That's a weird number, Mike. $13.75 is your goal. So the $75 is the gas that the casino charges me to move it to Coinbase, right? So depending on how much it's not all the $75. I'll end up having more than $1,300 come over to my Coinbase account. But I do like to round that up a little bit. And if I have to pay gas, I'm going to take it right from the casino and have them actually pay the gas for me. I'm no problem with that. And then, I just went ahead and say I'm playing big balls with Law Ring, and I'm not using a shield because after 4 losses, the shield automatically kicks in. The shield is literally, it's a 1 pause to go, okay, let's take a breath after those 4. And then it goes right back into chop, chop, drop. Right? So after those 4, go right back into chop, chop, drop. That's where you're not going to have a long time of not playing. But if you have those real sticky shoes that are real tight, real close together, but not more than 3 or 4, that's where you're going to go, okay, I'm gonna go play a different game. And when I've done that, I've kept all my losses up here, and I'm just going to keep using the app. So now I'm going to go over to the next one, and I'm going to go, okay, well, there was a player. So now it's going to tell me whatever my bet is. It's probably going to be on the bigger side. Probably going to be up here in step 5 or 6. And then it's going to be saying $400 on banker. Okay, well, that's going to be my bet. So now it's because it's showing that I've got negative units and negative profit. I wanted to stay in that shoe in order to track where my bets are. So there's my pro tip as far as if I had to move to another shoe, which I've done twice. very successfully and won my money right. I mean, I was like, knock, 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 knock on wood. Won that money right back just by jumping to another shoe that was in chops, right? Leave those couple bets. You might not win that first one. Get that second one to hit the chop, and you're golden. And get that to hit. I'll take a loss at some time. That I mean, not unexpected. It's not going to feel great, but winning, over $1,000 a day, it's not hard to get that back either. Just take a few days. I don't have a problem with that. All right, so hopefully this helped you. Go ahead and like and subscribe. That I really appreciate. That does help me out. But join the Regal Castle community, and hopefully I'll get to see you online. And shoot me a message once you're in the community. It's awesome. These guys literally are retired, and they make their incomes playing baccarat. I can't say that yet. That's not me. I make good money playing baccarat. I'm not retired. I also have a job. Love what I do. In case my boss is watching, I do love what I do, because this doesn't take very long to play through 5 shoes and hit my goal for the day. I mean, it's pretty awesome. 6 shoes maybe. It's amazing. All right. So hopefully you're gonna enjoy big balls. Hopefully we're gonna have T-shirts made up that says "I love big balls." Might be making me one of those here shortly. Regal Castle, big balls. So until next time, I'm Mike the Gambling Guy. I'm out.